Testing 1 2 3 testing.
Testing 1 2 3 testing.
Let's go get that Simplex repeater. It's a simple throw and go Simplex repeater. Today we're going to make one. Today we're going to build one of those Simplex repeaters. You see the finished one over there that we've been playing with for the last 9 months. And now we'll build a new one out of that other ammo can. Let's get set up. Here's basically what we need to build this. You'll see a battery up over here, the antenna, some connection wire, the radio, an adapter for the radio so it can be directly plugged into the battery, the actual Simplex repeater, some more connection and wires, a switch, it's a waterproof switch, RF shielding, fuse box. This is basically it. We'll start putting it together here. I've taken apart the cigarette lighter end of the battery adapter because I want to directly wire it to my other battery without having a possible loose connection during deployment. Here's the basic wiring layout. You'll notice the radio has its adapter. There'll be the external plug, that's what you see next to that. That will go to other devices I'll show you in a little later. You have the power coupling for the Simplex repeater. You then have a waterproof switch, a fuse, and the battery over there. We'll put this all together pretty soon and show you what it's like. Of course, watch your polarity. Make sure that you get your positive and negatives correct. And on the Simplex repeater, make sure that you have a positive tip. I want to show you the ammo can after I painted it. This is actually being built for a first responding unit that will deploy it as needed and doesn't need to be camouflaged at all, so they can retrieve it quickly and easily and they know it's theirs. You'll see the 2 holes, one for the switch, one for a grommet that allow power out. I need to cut a notch in the corner for the antenna wire, and this will be ready to go and we'll start assembly. We've made the notch there, you can see it. I'll file that down nice and smooth. That's where the antenna wire will come out. And there you have the switch and the grommet. Okay, I'm getting ready to plug everything in. Because of the power out, I had to wire through the case, so it's not spread out very nice and neat. But if you look closely, you'll see the fuse. The one end will go directly to the battery. Up higher, there's a ground that will go to the battery, and then they'll be connected to the switch, which will then turn everything on. Everything will be fused through this system. Okay, we have the box wired. And what's nice is the switch lights up when it's powered, only consuming when it's being used. It's LED, of course, and off when it's off. Now we'll hook up the rest of the components. Oh, let's take a look inside. Now I've hooked up the Simplex repeater and the radio. And you'll notice when I push the button on,
frequency mode,
everything's functional. What we got over here is the cable that hooks up to the radio to the Simplex repeater. Simple plug it up and then we'll test. Well, here we have a completed project. The original ammo can is one I built a while ago. The yellow one is for a first responding agency. So that's why we've made it nice and bright. Let's turn it on. of the radio on. We'll just turn it on and we should hear an alert from the radio. That's just due to the type of radio it is. We'll do a test. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing A, B, C, and D.
Testing A, B, C, and D.
Some of the things I've added to make this more useful. This is the plug, the 12-volt plug out. We have this adapter here that goes to a typical cigarette lighter outlet. You could charge your cell phone. You can test the battery. Example. Just get you a little battery tester. Hard to do this one-handed. There we go. Nice and healthy battery. And watch as I key down the response of the battery. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Also have a cigarette lighter plug, so you could plug it into your car and charge the battery in the unit. A couple other things that are kind of important that really make this work well are these. This is a ferrite clip that stops interference, and I'll show you some of these inside. There's all the wiring. I was talking about these clips. These go around cables to stop interference from continuing through. If you look, pull the radio out. I've got one here. I had a lot of interference issues with this cable that goes between the Simplex repeater, then again on the Simplex repeater, and the radio. So not only did I put the clips, I put a nice brass little shim plate in there to separate the two. Got your fuse wiring. This is for first responding agencies, and they're going to use it for a time period which it's not really going to run down the battery much at all. They'll be able to put it back in service, recharge it quickly. It's yellow so they can find it, and the little light so they can know that it's on or off. I'll put it all back together and we'll test it one last time. There it is, all back together, the shim separating the two units, the radio, and the wiring. Now you can see why I painted it yellow. Perfect day to test. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There you have the finished product. Ready to go delivery to my first responding agency. I did a test of the battery, left it on with occasional radio checks for 8 days before I even thought about charging the battery. You can easily add a solar panel if you need longer term, and you can not paint this yellow if you're trying to disguise it and hide it someplace.